she was not born to royalty. Her early life was far from the opulence and grandeur of a royal court. Born Sophie Friederike Auguste in 1729, in the small principality of Stettin, which is now part of modern-day Poland, she was the daughter of a minor German prince. Her early years were spent in a modest household, far removed from the opulence and grandeur that would later define her life. She grew up in a small, unassuming home, surrounded by the simple, pastoral life of the German countryside. Her days were filled with the routines of a typical noble family, yet she always harbored dreams of something greater. Her father, a German prince, served in the Prussian army. He was a strict and disciplined man, instilling in young Sophie a sense of duty and resilience. Despite their noble status, the family lived without the luxuries often associated with royalty. Her childhood was simple, devoid of the extravagance and grandeur she would later come to know. She was educated in the basics of reading, writing, and religion, but her true education came from the world around her. The modesty of her upbringing would shape her character and her future reign. Yet her path seemed set towards a quiet, unremarkable life, perhaps marrying a local nobleman and living out her days in relative obscurity. At the tender age of 15, Catherine embarked on a journey to Russia, a vast and unfamiliar land. The journey was long and arduous, taking her through the heart of Europe and into the expansive Russian Empire. She traveled by carriage, crossing rivers and forests, leaving behind everything she had ever known. She was to marry the heir to the Russian throne, the Grand Duke Peter, a man she had never met. This union was not born out of love, but out of political necessity. The marriage was arranged to strengthen alliances and secure power, a common practice among European royalty. This arranged marriage was a strategic alliance, a pawn in the game of European power politics. Catherine, a young girl from a modest background, was thrust into the complex and often ruthless world of royal intrigue. She had to navigate the treacherous waters of the Russian court, learning quickly whom to trust and whom to fear. Little did Catherine know that this journey would irrevocably alter the course of her life and the fate of a nation. She would go on to become one of the most powerful and influential rulers in Russian history, leaving an indelible mark on the world. Her story is one of transformation, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Catherine's marriage to Peter was far from a fairy tale. It was fraught with challenges and political maneuvering. Despite the grandeur and opulence that surrounded them, their relationship was anything but romantic. The union was arranged for political reasons, and love was never a part of the equation. Peter was unpopular and inept, and Catherine quickly realized that to secure her position and protect her interests, she would need to take matters into her own hands. Peter, described by some historians as immature and eccentric, was a disappointment. His erratic behavior and lack of interest in governance made him an unsuitable partner for Catherine, who had ambitions far beyond the domestic sphere. They lived separate lives under the same roof, each retreating into their own world. Catherine, with her sharp intellect and strong will, found it difficult to connect with Peter on any meaningful level. Confined within the opulent walls of the Russian court, Catherine found herself isolated and alone. The grandeur of the palace was a stark contrast to the emptiness she felt inside. She was surrounded by luxury, yet starved for genuine human connection. She sought solace in books and learning, immersing herself in the works of Enlightenment thinkers like Montesquieu and Voltaire. These texts offered her a window into a world of ideas and philosophies that were far removed from her own reality. These intellectual pursuits, fueled her ambition, and sharpened her political acumen. She began to see herself, not just as a wife and a mother, but as a potential leader who could bring about significant change. She observed the machinations of the court, the whispers of discontent, and the vulnerabilities of her husband's position. The court was a hotbed of intrigue and power struggles, and Catherine was determined to navigate it skillfully. Catherine was a keen observer, learning the intricate dance of power within the Russian court. She understood that knowledge was power, and she was determined to use her insights to her advantage. As time passed, Catherine's intelligence and charm won her many supporters, and she used these relationships to her advantage. This contrasted sharply with Peter's erratic behavior. It seems surprising that a German princess could sway the Russian nobles against their Tsar, but this is one of those things that make history stranger than fiction. Her time in the gilded cage of the Russian court was not wasted. It was a period of intense learning and strategic planning. She joined the Russian Orthodox Church and changed her name to Catherine. Her journey was a tapestry woven with ambition, cunning, and an unyielding thirst for power. She cultivated alliances with powerful nobles and military leaders, positioning herself as a capable and determined leader. Catherine's tale is not just a dry historical account. It is a vivid narrative filled with drama and emotion. Her personal life was as complex and intriguing as her political career. She had numerous lovers and faced many betrayals, yet she remained steadfast in her vision for Russia. With her sharp political instincts, Catherine recognized the shifting tides of power. Peter's pro-Prussian sentiments alienated him from the Russian people and the powerful military elite. The seeds of discontent were sown. All the while, she carefully constructed an image of herself as a capable and intelligent leader, in stark contrast to her husband. Peter III became Tsar of Russia in 1762, yet he became increasingly unpopular. His reign seems to have been doomed from the start. His actions alienated him further from his people and the powerful factions within the court. Catherine, aware of the growing resentment, found herself at the heart of a conspiracy. Whispers of rebellion echoed through the palace corridors. A plan hatched, fueled by ambition and a thirst for power. Catherine, with her keen intellect and calculated risks, found herself leading the charge. The stage was set for a dramatic power grab. With the support of the military and key nobles, Catherine staged a successful palace coup. Only 186 days into the Tsar's reign, caught off guard and abandoned by his supporters, Peter was forced to abdicate. He apparently died shortly afterwards of hemorrhoids. At least that was the official statement released by the new government. Catherine, the German princess who had arrived in Russia as a naive teenager, had seized the throne. Her ascension sent shockwaves throughout Europe. From the shadows of the Russian court, she rose to become one of the most influential monarchs in history. Her coup against Peter III was swift and decisive, and she was proclaimed Empress of Russia. Catherine's reign was characterized by her efforts to bring Enlightenment ideas to Russia, her patronage of the arts, and her ambitious foreign policy. She corresponded with some of the greatest minds of her time, including Voltaire and Diderot, and sought to position Russia as a major European power. The reign of Catherine the Great had begun. It marked a period of significant expansion and modernization for the Russian Empire. Her rise to power was a testament to her ambition, her political acumen, and her ability to navigate the treacherous waters of the Russian court. It is a story that continues to fascinate and inspire, capturing the imagination of historians and storytellers alike. Catherine's legacy is a testament to her extraordinary vision and determination. Thank you for watching. If you found this video beneficial, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Traudastoria to continue learning from the annals of history.